What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. What a week it was. Lots to discuss. I apologize for no video yesterday. For those of you with kids, no. Once they start daycare, it's a wrap, man. So we have a little one who started daycare about 2 months ago, and we've been sick every other week since. You can probably still hear it in my voice. So last Sunday, I got the flu, and then that made it difficult to record because I lost my voice. Started feeling better. Woke up Saturday. Voice was gone again, and then into Sunday. So not fun. Bit of a nightmare when you have a little one in daycare. But the ironic part is that it then led to the best week in the history of this channel, and the Squeeze, from its first iteration as a written newsletter to where it is now, the best week of all time. 14-1. Up 13.2 units. So I posted some stuff on Twitter. I did 2 videos last week. 14-1. We were on a 12-0 streak. And then on Saturday, I had the Lakers that hit. I had the Vegas Golden Knights that hit. I had Phoenix by 4 in the first half. They had a chance to tie it, or to cover with the 3-pointer at the end of the first half, and didn't. So that was our first loss of the week. But a 14-1 week probably will never happen again. It just goes to show it's interesting how sports betting goes. As you have a rut, you're in a rut, and then all of a sudden it explodes and you're riding high. It'll probably go swing back the other way. It's inevitable at some point. You know, you're probably, ideally you're around 55 to 60%, so way up on that. Not going to complain. If you did some parlays last week, if you're using those picks to do like the 10K challenge or whatever, sounds good to me. So I apologize for the inconsistency last week. Strictly as a result of being sick. Yesterday, I just said, you know what? I woke up yesterday. My mom was visiting us yesterday. I just said, I just don't have it. I can't. The plan is to do this each and every single day, 3 picks every day, but I'm not going to do it just with no research, with no real ability to do it properly. So that's where we are there. 3 bets today across 3 sports. I will just say, if you do enjoy these videos or the audio versions, just tell a friend. Let them know, hey, this guy just went 14-1 last week. That's pretty cool. Some exciting stuff coming up on this channel and on the audio versions and on social media as well. Some exciting stuff to come up. So if you wouldn't mind, tell your friend, hey, subscribe to this channel, even if you don't want to watch every day or you only want to bet on the weekends. I don't really care. If you want to fade all the picks too, that's fine. Don't care. The goal is just to discuss the sports and see where we're at. So a subscription would be great. We're going to start in the NHL with the Winnipeg Jets and the Vegas Golden Knights. One of the best hockey games of the weekend by far. This game ended 5-4 Vegas in overtime. I was on Vegas on Saturday. I'm now on the Winnipeg Jets on the money line tonight. I think this series probably goes 7 games. The Vegas Knights did have 53 wins in the regular season to Winnipeg's 47. Winnipeg was 26-13 at home. Vegas was 27-7 on the road. This is all the same stuff that I said for why I picked Vegas on the road in Game 3. Then we saw this game. Vegas won that game in overtime. It was back and forth. Winnipeg had a ton of chances. Now I think we see another close game, but I think it goes to the Winnipeg side. So it's interesting. Game 1 in Vegas, Winnipeg 5-1. Game 2 in Vegas, Vegas 5-2. Game 3, it switches to Winnipeg as the venue, and it's a close, tight overtime game, 5-4 Vegas. I think it's going to sort of do the old switcheroo, do the zigzag. I think it's going to go back to the Winnipeg Jets here. You've got Hellebuck in net, 38-26, 2.53 goals against. You've got Brossoit in net for Vegas, who's been phenomenal, and he's now 9-1-1-2 with a 2.36. I think this is going to be a hard fall battle. Look, all 3 picks I have today are coin flips. So pick whatever side you want to be on. I'm going to just tell you why I'm on each side. And I think this is strictly based on how Game 3 went. These teams are extraordinarily evenly matched. It's going to be very tough for Vegas to win 2 games at Canada Life Center. It's an incredible venue, incredible home ice advantage. And Winnipeg was right in that game. So I'm going to take the flip side here. I'm going to take the Jets. I think this game goes 7, which means Jets win here, and then maybe Vegas wins at home, and then it could go home and home. So give me the Winnipeg Jets on the money line for -102 at FanDuel. Moving to the NBA, this is going to depend on the health of Giannis Antetokounmpo, but the line right now is 5.5 for the Bucks to beat the Miami Heat. It's -105 at ScoreBet. That might change. Make sure you shop around. But I like the Milwaukee Bucks here. Miami has a 2-1 series lead. A lot of that is because Giannis has missed time with his injury. He is practicing. He's been practicing on his own with the lower back contusion. He's questionable to play tonight. It's hard to imagine he doesn't play. That's the most recent update. If his back is still bothering him enough to keep him off the floor, Bobby Portis will get another start. But the Bucks need to win this game. Miami, I don't love Miami. I think they're 47-40 in the regular season. I don't love the Miami Heat at all. I'm not a big fan of their roster construct. But if you go down 3-1 to the Miami Heat here, you're in big trouble as a favorite to win the NBA title. So I think Giannis, he might not play a lot. He might only play 20-25 minutes. But I do expect him to play in this game. And as a result, I expect the Bucks to win and to cover. Keep an eye out if Giannis doesn't play. What I might do, I'll post it on my social media what I plan to do. Do we take the Heat? What do we do? Do we still like our chances here depending on the line? Because look, the Bucks were 45-38 ATS on the season. Miami was 33-50. They were terrible against the spread this year. And it's only a 5.5 point spread. And the way these results have gone, game 1 was a 13-point win for Miami. Game 2 was a 16-point win for Milwaukee. Game 3, a 23-point win for Miami. They're not playing close games. So whatever side you're on, this game is either going all Miami or all Milwaukee. So I don't mind the 5.5. Might stick with it even without Giannis. Maybe do some live betting there. We'll see. But for now, I'm assuming Giannis is going to play. And I've got the Milwaukee Bucks minus 5.5 for minus 105 at Score Bet. And the last bet of the day is the Toronto Blue Jays, Major League Baseball. As my phone is ringing, I do apologize about that. We've got Chris Bassett getting the start today for the Toronto Blue Jays. He comes into this 2-2. He's facing Lance Lynn and the Chicago White Sox. So Chris Bassett had a dreadful first 2 starts of the season. He was absolutely terrible in a 9-4 loss against St. Louis. In his first start, he gave up 9 earned runs. Since that time, in the 3 starts against LA, against Detroit, and against Houston, he's only given up 4. And 2 of those have been on the road. He gave up 2 at LA, he gave up 2 at home against Detroit, and most recently he went 6 1/3, gave up 0 earned runs against the Houston Astros. I like that. He's finding his rhythm, he's finding his groove. And then on the flip side, you've got Lance Lynn, who, look, he's a good pitcher, no doubt about it. Last year for Chicago, he was 8-7. He had a 3.99 ERA. Previous to that, he had a 2.69 ERA in 28 starts. He's a good pitcher, but he is getting a little bit older. And then you look at his recent starts. His last time out, he went 5 1/3. He gave up 5 to Philly. He's lost to Minnesota. He's lost to San Francisco. He's lost to Houston. And all 4 of his starts, the Chicago White Sox have lost their games. Chicago has not been good so far this season. They're 7-15 overall. They're 4-9 on the road. The Toronto Blue Jays are just coming off a series win against the New York Yankees in New York, a 2-1 series win there. I look for them to keep rolling. I think they're playing well. So I'm only going to take the first 5 because the Toronto bullpen's been a little bit shaky. I don't really want to put too much faith into them, especially now. So I'm just taking the Toronto Blue Jays, and I'm not going to take the money line, because it's still a little bit too juicy for me. It's in the minus 150s, minus 160s, which means a tie is not a push, but I have the Toronto Blue Jays to be leading this game after 5 innings. That's minus 110 at BetMGM. So we're back in action. We're back to being consistent. I'm taking the Winnipeg Jets on the money line for minus 102 at FanDuel, taking the Milwaukee Bucks minus 5.5 for minus 105 at Score Bet, and I'm taking the Toronto Blue Jays to be leading after 5 innings for minus 110 at BetMGM. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connian for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions, and audio is on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Have a great Monday. Let's keep this unbelievable streak going, and let's talk sports.